So Lois, Kelly, and I are really excited to be talking to Adam Grant, who's a professor at the Wharton Business School and wrote a tremendous book a couple of years ago, Give and Take. And I think Adam has a lot of great wisdom to share with us all about being a more effective change agent at work. Now, one of the things, Adam, that is really tricky for a change agent or a rebel at work is to figure out how they should deal with their boss. So my first question is, so if you're a change agent at work, what do you need to know about your boss, or what could you find out about your boss that would make you more effective?
Well, I feel like this is role reversal because you actually lived this, right? I just study it. So I'm tempted to punt the question back to you. So if I were going to go to you and you were my boss, Carmen, I would say, gee, I have this idea. I'm not sure about how to think about influencing or articulating it or pitching it. I know this is one of your core areas of expertise. Would you be willing to offer me some guidance and recommendations? And when you do that, three things tend to happen. The first one is you flatter your boss. Right? To paraphrase Ben Franklin, we all admire the wisdom of people who come to us for advice because, let's face it, they have really good taste, right? They chose me. So it's a lot more likely then that your boss is feeling good about you, understanding your point of view, and then usually that brings along a sense of commitment. Your boss is much more likely then to say, well, here's why I think this might be worthwhile, here are the challenges I might anticipate, and here are some things to do or people to talk to. And so that advice request is actually a great way to learn what you need to know about your boss.
Well, those are some great suggestions, and I love the idea of asking for advice first, because I know when I was a rebel at work in a large government organization, I often would go to my boss and present it as a fait accompli. Oh, I've got this great idea, and you would make me happy if you supported it. Whereas, that's maybe not the best psychological approach, correct?
Yeah, it tends not to work so well. Your boss wants to know why this is in the best interest of the organization, not why it's good for you and you alone, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Now, does it matter if your boss is a nice guy or if she's like cranky all the time? What kind of a boss is better for a rebel at work?
It's quite the opposite of what I expected. So most of us will go with our biggest ideas to the most agreeable boss, the friendly, warm, polite, welcoming person, right? Because that's the person who's willing to hear you out and who usually encourages you. But that might be the last boss you want to go to, because agreeable bosses are much more likely to try to please you and then turn around and want to please the people above them, which may or may not mean taking a stand for you. It's actually the disagreeable boss who turns out to be your best advocate according to the data, because that's the person who pushes you and challenges you and makes your idea better, and then is willing